to the Could Do Both podcast. I'm Court.
This is Ashley.
And we got a treat for you today. Guys, I needed to make some room for my gurgles. I just had Thai food. Like, I literally couldn't speak for a second.
What did you get? Drunken noodles?
Yes, I got drunken noodles.
Love.
And I got dumplings this time.
Ooh.
Fun fact, there's a Thai place like right by my new apartment. And it's just like whenever I don't feel like cooking, that's my go-to. Because it's done in like 10 minutes.
It's so easy.
And it's so good. And the dumplings were really amazing. Like one of the better things I've gotten there. But yeah, I'm going to eat the rest of it when I get home. I had like half of it. And then I'm going to eat the rest of it cold. And I literally cannot wait.
I love that. I'm a big dumpling girl, so I should try that.
Yes, you should.
Yeah.
Well, you can soon. Going to be #neighbors.
Ooh, so excited.
Guys, what are the odds? Like,
no, this is actually crazy. No, I don't think so. I think Joe shared it, actually.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So Courtney moved to, we can say the area, yeah? No?
I think Joe already said the area, low-key.
Yeah, Joe already said it.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so Courtney moved to the South End, and originally I wanted to move to the Seaport, and after weighing the pros and cons of how expensive it is and how small of a unit we would get there, we decided we wanted to be in the South End, especially after seeing Courtney's beautiful, stunning, everything of the sort apartment. Literally a dream. I was just telling Joe, and we both agreed we have to be in the South End. So what are the chances we are literally on the same road? The exact same road, a half a mile away from each other.
You know, it's crazy is we lived on the exact same road pretty much in Somerville, too.
Pretty much a half a mile away from each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird.
And the last time you moved in before I moved in. Granted,
Yeah.
no time was on purpose.
Nope.
But, like, literally, what are the odds that we keep following each other?
Also, let's just talk about how difficult it is to find a place in the Boston area in general.
You've been looking for months.
Yeah. What are the chances? Both times. We just can't stay away from each other.
Exactly.
I think we have to keep this going for the rest of our lives so we can raise our babies together.
Ooh, so you just confirmed you're going to have kids.
Yes, I'm going to have kids. I just don't
Okay.
want them soon. The problem is you're going to want kids sooner than I am.
We don't know that.
I feel like, yeah.
We don't know that.
You want to be a young, hot mom.
Yes. I mean, no matter what age, we're going to be young, hot moms, but that is, in fact, a dream of mine.
Yeah.
To be a younger, hot mom.
That's not my dream. This is where we differ.
Well, listen, there's a lot of things that need to happen before.
Things can change.
Yeah. Either way, no children.
Yeah. So anyways, should we do a brief catch up?
Absolutely.
You had a very fun weekend in the Jersey Shore. Tell me
did.
all about it.
Well, before
Give
that,
me the highlights.
Before that, we had a couples retreat.
We kind of talked about that couples retreat though.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, because
filmed
we
at the couples
record.
retreat.
Yeah.
True.
Couples retreat, 11 out of 10.
Yes.
Great experience.
Yes. So this past weekend, I did a girls' trip to the Jersey Shore, and it was exactly as you would imagine it. It was just absolutely insane, but in the best way possible. So one of my best friends from high school moved to New York City. You know how New York is. It's like friends of friends make friends with one another, and like everyone
It's
just
weird
becomes,
how your network, everyone you knew
is connected
in New York City.
No, like my friends from school are now friends with my current roommate's best friends that I introduced them to once, and my childhood best friends that also, like, I literally just like go on social media and like there's 5 different people from all different points in my life hanging out together, and I'm just like, what is going on and why am I not there?
Yeah, it's so crazy.
But I feel like that's just New York, and that's like one thing that I really wish Boston was like, and it's just simply not like that, but we'll get into that later in this episode.
Yes, we will.
But yeah, so long story short, it was one girl and one of her work friends that brought everyone together. So it was like 2 different sides of friendships, but I had met some of them already and like whatever. There were people from my high school that I haven't seen in legit like 6 years. And it was just a great group of people. You know how like girls' trips could sometimes be a little chaotic? Like,
yes.
Girls are catty. Like sometimes people like overdo it with the drinking. Like everyone was on the same page every single step of the way. And that was my first time at the shore. And it was so much fun. Like we went to all the bars that like the show was filmed at.
Yeah.
Like DJs. I don't think you watched the show, but like bar anticipation.
This is my problem. Like you were telling me you were going to the Jersey Shore, and I'm like, oh, the Jersey Shore, that must have been crazy, trashy. Where am I getting that from? I've never seen the show.
Yes.
So I actually have nothing in my head to compare it to.
That's so wild to me. Jersey Shore is like my childhood.
Like watching the show?
No, like seriously, it's my childhood. It was the show that I would watch without my parents' permission, and every time they walked into the room, I had to change the channel because it would be like a scene on like the Smush Room or something, and you don't even know what the Smush Room is.
Okay, I'm assuming that's where people have sex.
Yes,
on the show.
Yes.
Okay.
So there was one dedicated room, like no one else was allowed to have sex like any other place. They had to have sex in this room.
That sounds disgusting.
Yes, it was very disgusting. It was a trashy show.
Okay.
Anyway. It was funny because we ended up finding out towards the end of the trip that the girl who organized the whole thing, Louisa, she had never even seen the show before.
Oh, my icon.
Meanwhile,
I love her even more.
We literally had nicknames entering the entire weekend.
Wait, what did your nickname end up being?
It was Snickers.
Snickers.
It was everything was playing off of a character. It didn't end up really having to do anything with me, but that was Snooki's nickname, and it was because she was the snortest.
The shortest.
Okay. I was the shortest.
Okay.
So that was that. It wasn't anything crazy.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd recommend going on a girls' trip to the Jersey Shore. Actually, I have 2 highlights of the weekend.
Okay.
Number 1, one of the bars sold chicken tenders that were the best chicken tenders of everyone's lives.
Wow.
We ended up eating it for the first time, like the first night at like 2 a.m. when everyone was like drunk and needed food. Then we all woke up the next morning and we were like, was that real life? Like, was it really that good, or was it just because we were like drunk?
Mm-hmm.
So we went back for breakfast.
Shut up.
After we had Pliables, we went to Pliables, then we were like, wait, the chicken tenders are right next door.
You can do both.
And so we had chicken tenders, and then we literally had it like multiple times, like for multiple meals for the entire weekend.
That's when you know it's really good.
No, like it was literally the most amazing thing. If anyone's ever been, it's a restaurant, so it's on the beach, like a boardwalk type situation.
Yeah.
And so although it was a part of a bar, in the daytime it was also just like a walk-up window for food. And we don't know if it was the name or if it was just a sign, but it was called Italian Fest. We don't know. We literally don't even.
Silence.
And next to it was like a vinyl banner that said Italian Fest. And then on the actual building, like you couldn't remove this part. It was like where the title would be. It said chicken fingers, hamburgers, hot dogs, spaghetti. Like practically it was literally the weird shit. Anyway, best chicken tenders. That was highlight number 1.
Okay.
Highlight number 2. Do you know the TikTok trend where like, you will know this, where you go to a party and you have like this funny pair of like sunglasses or something,
and you put them on everyone?
You put them on everyone.
Yes.
So the funniest girl I've ever met in my life that was at the weekend, she brought a pair. I don't even know if you'd call it a pair. Clip-on bangs.
I feel like I did see some girls with
for $1
the bangs. Okay.
So we all put them on, and then we put them on every single person we came into contact with for the rest of the night.
That is so fun.
It was forking hysterical. Louisa ended up editing like the TikTok video, and I believe she posted it, but I'll have to post it. I feel like it was funnier in person, but like it was so funny. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'll post the video.
Yeah, no, I want to see it. I feel like that's so fun. I've always wanted to do like the
Something
sunglasses
like
trend,
well,
but the bangs just make it. That's just so Jersey Shore,
low key,
random. You wouldn't expect it.
Exactly.
Never been done before.
Exactly. And low key, the bangs looked so good on every girl.
Really?
I mean, it wasn't like the same color. Like they were a pair of brown bangs, so you could imagine how ridiculous that looked on me.
Yeah.
But everyone that put it on, everyone was like, why do those kind of look good?
Okay.
I mean,
provide the link. Drop the link.
No, but it was also because like if they were super straight, like my hair type would not actually look like that if I were to cut my own bangs. You know what I mean? But it was just so hysterical. Anyway, how was your weekend? I know it was Joe's birthday.
Yes, it was Joe's birthday. We stayed in Boston for the heat wave. Not best planning on our part, but the birthday boy wanted to golf, and the birthday boy gets what the birthday boy wants. So we stayed here. Sunday was like 100 and something degrees. We decided that was the perfect day to go pick up our couch. Given we only had 5 days to pick it up because we sent my mom over to reserve it. because it went on discount, like an additional 10% the next day. Hack, if anyone's looking for furniture in the Boston area, if you go to Kittery, Maine, it's only an hour north of Boston. You can go to a Crate & Barrel outlet, and they get new furniture in every single day, and they discount it based on the day it came in. Every week it drops another 10%. So it's like a bargain deal. We've been in a couple times looking for couches, and on our way home from our couples retreat, we stopped in, found this couch that we loved. We found out it dropped 10% the next day. And we went like right at closing time. So we knew we could save a couple $100. So we sent my mom over to pick it up for us the next day. But once you buy it, you have to pick it up in 5 days. So Joe and I decided Sunday was that day, the hottest day of the heat wave in Boston, probably of the summer. And we picked up the couch, drove it down to Somerville, dropped the couch off, loaded up all of the other furniture that's here, drove it up to New Hampshire, dropped it off in my dad's warehouse, dropped the truck off that we borrowed, and then drove back down to Boston.
Oh boy.
It was a big day, but honestly, I feel so good about it. I feel so good about it. Very productive. So honestly, that was kind of the highlight of the weekend. And then I took Joe to Fox and the Knife in Southie for his birthday. We've been wanting to try that place. Overhyped, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. The chef won the awards on the television show. I couldn't tell you which one, but yeah, I was just expecting excellence, and it was just fine.
See, this is why everyone needs to set the expectation or the bar a little bit lower. I think that's why I had such a good weekend, because I was expecting dirty, ratchet fun.
Yep.
Although it wasn't as dirty and ratchet as I had set the expectation to be.
Therefore, it exceeds all expectations.
Exactly.
Always set the bar low, people.
Yeah.
Probably the worst advice you could give someone, but hey, it'll improve the quality of your life, so do what you will with that.
Exactly. Do you have anything else to catch up on?
No, honestly, the couch was my big thing. Also, have you sold stuff on Facebook Marketplace?
I suck at it, but I know people that do. Like Sophia, my roommate, she will sell things every single day. Like she could literally do it for a living. Why are you asking?
Because I'm listing stuff that I have this circle couch thing I got at Home Goods, but it's not going to match with our apartment, nor will it fit. So I have to sell that. I sold my bar stools on Facebook Marketplace, and I listed a TV.
Nice.
But yeah, it's kind of addicting.
So did that sell yet?
Someone's supposed to be picking it up on Thursday.
How much did you sell it for?
I listed it for $300, and they're paying $250 cash.
That's huge.
Yeah. I don't know if I really got my money's worth.
How much did you pay?
A little over $500.
At Home Goods?
At Home Goods, yeah. Yeah,
honestly,
I'm a sucker for.
It's worth it though. That was literally so iconic.
But I never really. It was really just an accent chair. I barely sat in it.
What? Well, it's your desk chair now.
It is my desk chair as of right now. But, anyways, yeah. So Facebook Marketplace, kind of a vibe.
Definitely. You have to be very responsive. I guess that's how it works. You can't just not answer somebody. You have to answer really quick while they're on the app in order for it to actually work.
Yeah, I've been really good at it. Someone just asked to buy my TV, but said that he was limited because of his legs. I don't think he can walk.
Oh.
So I don't know if that means I have to drop it off. But honestly, I'm down to drop it off. You just Venmo me. I delivered the bar stools to these girls in Alston. I was like, sure. Those bar stools. So Ciara and I bought these bar stools from Home Goods.
I was with you when you bought them.
We used your car to bring them home. I think we might have paid $80 each, for four bar stools. Listed them for $135. So basically, we paid $10 each.
Oh,
to have those for 2 years.
Wow,
kind of sick.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Some people just do that. I actually met my previous neighbor, and he was showing us the apartment or whatever that he was in, and I think he just had a piece of, I think he had a TV or something that he wasn't hanging up yet, and he was like, oh yeah, I just buy shit on Facebook Marketplace sometimes and just resell on Facebook Marketplace for more.
There's a TikToker in Boston. He would pick up from Facebook Marketplace couches and other types of furniture that was listed for free, and then he would list it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, kind of sick.
I just like don't have the energy for that.
No, it's a lot of work. Also, you need a big car to sell furniture like that.
Yeah, you do.
Like, a lot of people had interest in this little circle couch love seat situation, but they were asking the dimensions of it, and they were like, this person was like, I have a Prius. Do you think it'll fit? No, bitch.
Nothing's
it's
gonna
not gonna fit in the Prius. Like, what? She's like, oh, so sad. I'm like, are you trying to get me to drop it off? Because I also don't have a car to drop that off in. Like,
how did you get that here?
Ciara had a man at the time with a truck, and I asked him, and he was very nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Honestly, it was also literally an assembly row, so it was a 2-minute drive. Yeah.
Well, you know what? If I had a truck, maybe if I have the truck.
Guys, Courtney's driving. That's a big update. Courtney picked me up from Bar Taco tonight in a pickup truck.
That I did.
Court, tell us all about that.
It's really nothing crazy. My family has an extra pickup truck in Rhode Island, and my mom is currently using my actual car, and I had a need to bring some stuff up. So I officially am driving a pickup truck, probably for the remainder of the summer, to be honest with you.
The best part of this is Courtney and I were texting, and she texted me and she goes, I hate to say it, but I think the pickup suits me. I've never laughed so hard in my whole life. And then I got in today, and you're like, yeah, no, it's not really working for me.
Well, I said that before I started driving in the city. Like, I just think, I don't know, it's bouncier than my car, because it's like there's more, like, it's longer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the roads are not conducive to pickup trucks.
They are not, no.
Like,
although it's a small truck.
Yeah.
But
Toyota
still.
Tacoma.
I didn't realize, but Tacomas are
really popular.
People love Toyota Tacomas.
What can I say?
A trendsetter.
A trend. Guys, imagine me in a fucking pickup truck. Like, I can't take myself seriously driving it. Also, the Bluetooth, like, there are a lot of things wrong with it.
Is there no Bluetooth?
There's like that plug-in thing, and then it makes this sound as I'm trying to play music.
Okay.
It doesn't play loud enough for me. It's a little hot.
Fun fact about Courtney is she blasts the music so loud. We used to drive in Brittany,
60.
my old car, and you would turn it up so loud, and it was like in the beginning of our friendship where I was like too nervous to like be like, Courtney, that's like a little too loud, and you would like turn it up, and I'd be like driving, like holding the steering wheel, being like, oh my god, it's gonna blow my speakers, but like I can't say anything.
Wait, why? You totally should have said that.
I mean, I think I did later down the line, but in the beginning, you know, trying to be cool.
Well, were you trying to impress me?
I mean, I didn't want to be like a buzzkill.
Isn't that funny? You're like on your best behavior at the beginning of a friendship.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Honestly, I feel like everyone feels that way.
Yeah, I think so.
No, like specifically when I'm driving. I think everyone's like, yo.
Yeah, you turn the music
hear?
way too loud. I don't know how your eardrums are still in.
I think I have really bad
condition.
hearing, actually. But
I would believe it.
that was a long catch up.
Yeah, should we jump in?
Yeah, let's jump in. Guys,
Okay.
we have a really fun topic for today's episode.
Introduce it.
Guys, we're talking everything Boston, baby.
All things Boston.
Boston. What the fuck accent is that?
Boston.
Do people
No,
say
I think so. Boston.
Boston.
I don't know. Is it Boston?
Boston.
Is that like a Jersey accent? Boston.
Boston.
Or
we
Boston.
live here. We should know this.
I don't know. We don't have an accent.
And
Bahaba. I think that's what it is. You like drop the R. Like get in the car.
Boston. Anyway.
Park the car in Harvard Yard.
Yeah.
That was really embarrassing. Okay, let's get into it.
So we're talking all things Boston. We're talking about each kind of like individual area, because Boston's relatively small, and I feel like each area or borough,
Very
as some might call it, very distinct. Like there are a lot of stereotypes for each area, and also we just have like how many years in the city now? Like almost like 7 years.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. We
have a lot of recommendations. We have a lot of things that we'd recommend you probably not do, or maybe just things that we think are overhyped.
Yep.
And we're just gonna talk what's hot and what's not.
Yeah.
Guys, we're so excited for this. I feel like, especially because at least I've been traveling, and like I felt like I haven't really been in Boston much. Like, I feel like I kind of am out of touch of the city a little bit.
Yeah.
So even like creating this list and preparing for this topic, I was like, I love this city.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
And then we were talking to some other people too. Like, you were talking to your coworker, I was talking to Soph, and we were getting some other like things to add to the list that we haven't had the chance to experience yet, but they loved or they disliked, and now we have other things to add to our like summer bucket list.
Yeah, there's nothing, but I feel like I'm constantly thinking, oh my God, what should I do this weekend? Where have I not been? And sometimes I tend to fall into the same habits of going to the same places.
Totally.
But having a list like this, like you guys can literally reference this or write down recs that sound appealing to you as you listen to this. And it's just so exciting and fun to have a new place that you get a good recommendation for. So
totally.
But like keep your expectations low so you enjoy your time.
Exactly. And also, sorry, not sorry if we're about to be controversial.
Yeah, definitely controversial.
Okay. Let's start with the North End.
Okay. I think this is a great starting place because this is where the podcast was born. This is where our friendship really blossomed.
Yes.
It was really the start of it all.
I would say so. Okay, so North End. We have been residents of the North End, as you just shared. It's also the Little Italy of Boston. So I feel like even most tourists, like that's a definite like destination. Like everyone wants good Italian food. Like Boston's known for that. Mike's Pastries, there's good cannolis. It's like very stereotypical Boston.
Yes.
Run by the Italian mafia.
Literally lives up to the hype. Like you walk down that street and all the Italian old tan short men are sitting on Hanover smoking a cigar. Bald.
having their espressos or their
they all have the accents. It's very on brand.
It is so on brand, like
kind of out of a movie a little bit.
It like makes you feel like you're just elsewhere.
Yeah,
like low key, I wouldn't say Europe. Like I mean, it is a Little Italy. I don't really know. I've never been to Italy, so I can't say that, but it definitely feels like no other part of the city.
Yes,
the
definitely.
second you walk on the street, this would literally nauseate me because we lived on it, so we smelled this all day long. Immediate like pasta sauce, like garlic, like it smelled like an Italian restaurant, but the entire fucking part of the city.
Yes, and this is because the North End is very, very small.
Yes,
I don't even know how people. So they do have residential parking there. I think it's like a 2-year wait list or something crazy because it's so small and they have limited spots. I don't know how people park on those streets. Yeah. They are so small. They can barely fit your car. The turns make no sense. We've never lived there during the winter, but imagine plowing.
Could you?
How do they do that?
No, I fully have no idea. That literally just gave me anxiety thinking about like your car would be towed
immediately.
Oh my God.
Okay. So I don't even know how people live there full time.
Yeah.
But if you do get to experience living there, it is kind of dreamy.
It is very dreamy.
Because it does feel like you said, no other part of the city.
Yeah.
It's right on the water.
Yep.
It's a little nook. It's right off of Faneuil Hall.
Yep.
Hanover Street is just so cute. It has all of the cannolis and drinks places and
some
all
of the best Italian food
yeah.
in the city.
Yeah. Okay, but hot take, Boston's Italian food isn't actually that good.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that statement. I don't know if I've
been blown away. But, okay, let's get into our recs in the North End.
Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the hot list.
Monica's.
Absolutely. I knew that was going to be on both of our lists.
Yeah.
Monica's is like Monica's Trattoria, I believe. That's like the actual Italian restaurant, but that's not the Monica's I'm referring to, although that is a very, very good Italian place. Right across the street is Monica's Mercato, which is the market that you just go in. Like there's legit meats hanging from the ceilings. Like barely anyone speaks English in there, but that's also a common theme of the entire area.
Yeah.
And you will get the best sub of your life.
Yeah, like they're taking this huge hunk of meat and slicing it, and it goes directly onto your sandwich.
Yeah.
They make their own pickles.
They make their own bread.
Their chicken parm. So good.
Their Italian
Unbelievable.
Sub. I used to walk
My mouth is watering thinking about it.
There, and I used to get a sub, or honestly their salads are
really
so good because it's not like a traditional salad. It's like all roasted vegetables, then you add like steak tip to it or like a chicken cutlet. But I would literally walk in there and either get a $15 sandwich that was like literally bigger than the size of my like forearm.
They up their prices. They're like $20 sandwiches
shut
now.
up.
Silly, but honestly worth it.
Yeah, but it's worth it because it's literally 2 meals.
Yeah, it is.
But if you're me,
or you
it's
like
only
split
one.
it with someone. Yes,
And then I would get pickles on the side.
So good. I remember I have a photo of you sitting on the Greenway eating a pickle, like the massive one.
Inappropriate.
Wildly inappropriate.
But yes, Monica's.
Yes, and fun date if you want to do a little, North End date night. Go on a Sunday afternoon or a Saturday afternoon or one night after work. You pick up a Monica's sub.
Yep.
They sell wine there.
They
so you
do.
can get a bottle of wine. You walk right. It's on Salem Street. So you walk right down Salem Street to the end of the North End, like towards the city, towards Faneuil Hall. And it's called the Greenway, I believe.
Yeah.
And they have like a cute little park area. You can sit on a bench. You can sit on a swing. You can bring a blanket and like sit on the green grass area. And you look up, you can see like the clock
Whole
tower
skyline.
of the financial districts right there. And it's like such a cute little picnic spot.
Yeah, there's fountains. It's just a vibe.
Really cute.
And then if you would prefer to be on the water and have a picnic, you can also take a left when you get out of Monica's and walk down to the North End waterfront and like watch the boats go by Charleston, and have a picnic that way too. I've done both. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Really cute. If you're not looking for, a cute little date night spot, if you're looking for an after work drink spot, there's this place called Tia's. It's on the water, very close to the North End, very close to Faneuil Hall. Just like I've honestly only been there a handful of times, but it's like a cute place to just go with coworkers after work and grab a drink.
It's an after work spot popping. Always. Like everyone's still in like their work attire, and then it's just like they have a really heavy pour there, so then you'll just accidentally end up there at like 12.
Yeah, great like Wednesday, Thursday night in the summer after work.
Yeah, and that was like a big like intern spot back in the day. They definitely have an older crowd too, but I just remember that was like always the go-to after work.
Yes.
So like we said, Italian food, that's like their tried and true. There's this restaurant that was right next to our apartment that I think like entered the space after we moved out. So I haven't been yet. It's called Table. Have you ever been?
I don't think so.
You basically pay per person, and it's a set menu, and everyone in the restaurant sits at one long table.
Oh.
And you could also reserve the table and just go with your friends. It might be like around $100 like per person.
That's
and
so
it's a
fun.
family style meal, and they just bring out course after course after course.
I love that. We need to go.
Yeah, and I think during the summer the table is outside on the street. Almost positive.
That sounds so cute.
Yeah.
I had no idea that even existed.
Yeah.
I have on the bucket list.
Bucket list. Not a restaurant, but a cafe that's pretty famous on Hanover Street is Cafe Vittoria.
Espresso martinis. And Gab Sulo, shout out, apparently just went and got a pistachio martini there.
Mm-hmm.
She said it was fire flames.
Yes.
So good.
Very good. They also have great gelato. Another one. I don't want to just do a list of Italian restaurants. But Summer Feast. They have Feast in the North End. Feast. Like Anthony's Feast.
Oh, like the festival?
Yeah, the festival.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, the Italian Feast, like where they basically shut down half of Hanover Street.
That's in August, right?
Yes, I believe so. And they have like not carnival rides, but games and different food vendors.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
It's just like kind of a cute spot. Like
it is really cute.
You can walk through it really quickly, but like it's something kind of fun and different to do. Also, Soph shared with me because like she used to live in the North End for a while. So there's a bunch of corner stores within the North End. So there's like a 7-Eleven. There's literally a store called the Corner Store.
I remember
like
that one.
CONAH, like corner without the R, obviously. And I guess during the feast, the owners of each of these corner stores, there's like 4 of them. They all get together and they form a band and they perform during the feast.
What?
And the band name is called Corner Stores.
Shut up. Like, guys, if this isn't telling you how much like of a movie scene. The North, it's fake. It's not real life.
It's literally fake. It's what you would see in like a Mark Wahlberg movie.
That is
Like,
so
from back in the
funny.
day. Or guys, if you've seen, what's the movie that where like they rob a bank and they look like nuns? Oh, The Town.
Oh, actually, I do know that one.
Yeah, like honestly, the town there was a huge scene in the North End. But anyway, so yeah, that's hysterical. Also, something that's fun about the North End, or at least what we've experienced, the firefighters that sit outside of the fire station.
Yes.
And like on our walk to work every day, not saying that like this is what you'll experience, but like it's what you'd see in a movie again, where they're all just sitting in their chairs watching a TV, waiting for them to get like a ring, and they're like trying to strike up a conversation with anyone that walks by.
Yeah, literally.
Like it's
It's just crazy how fake this seems. Okay, wait, other ones. There is a rooftop bar that a lot of people don't know about. It's on Hanover. It's called like Ristorante Fiore, like Fiore. And they, I think, just expanded their rooftop, but maybe it's always been there and I just haven't been in a while. But I went the other day and it's a rooftop bar and you can just like pop up and have a drink. And they have really good martinis.
Oh, what? I've never been
There's
there.
a fun one. And then cannolis. So everybody goes to Mike's Pastry. We were told when we lived there, all the locals go to Modern Pastry.
Yes.
Fun fact, there's always a line also out of Modern. But if you walk in past the line, they have like a hidden bar downstairs where you can go and get like espresso martinis.
Yeah, that's a very fun nightcap place.
Perfect. It's very like dark and it's not nothing fancy. It's a little hole in the wall in the North End, which is just so fun when you're like, oh guys, I know this place, like let's go pop in.
Yeah, I feel like most people don't really know that exists.
No, I feel like,
every time I bring it up, everyone's like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And speaking of a nightcap place, the cigar bar.
Oh yeah, the cigar bar is so good.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to like not be able to breathe for an hour,
it's on Hanover, the cigar one.
Yes,
it's fun. There's also a comedy place on Hanover. It's like something Improv Asylum. I went only one time, but they're really good.
Yeah.
It's right at the front of Hanover towards the Faneuil Hall side. Really fun. Such a cute little fun night, whether you go with a girlfriend or as a date night. You can do like a late night show. They literally just improv on the spot. It's very impressive.
That's so cool.
It's fun.
The North End has a lot of hidden gems.
They do. Yeah. As we're recapping, I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know what's also there?
What?
Wicked.
Oh my God.
Wicked
How
Craft
could we forget? Yeah. If you guys go to the North End and you don't pop into Wicked, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Also, I just think it's because you don't realize it's the North End because it's so not like any other place in the North End, which makes it cool.
Yeah, exactly. Spicing up the North End a little bit.
Yeah. And I think the last one I have is right across the street from Wicked, actually. Neptune Oyster. I've never been there, but apparently it's rated like one of the best seafood places in the United States.
Yeah, I've heard great things. Also never been.
There's always a line out the door.
Yeah.
For like an hour.
It's always Neptune and also Giacomo's.
Oh my gosh.
Which I just found out they also have one in the South End.
No, I literally, or maybe it's not a chain, but there are a couple different locations that I've seen. That. Yeah, I don't understand why.
We've also never been there, but I think they also do like big seafood dishes.
Yeah.
Okay, are those all the North End racks?
Yeah, those are all the hots.
Do we want to do knots in the North End?
Sure.
Okay, you started off.
I only have a couple because like the North End is iconic. But crowded with tourists.
Always crowded tourists, especially in the summer. It's hard to if you have a car, you cannot live there.
Yeah, especially since they have all outdoor seating for all of the restaurants and the entire place is restaurants. Like on both sides there's outdoor seating. It's impossible. Also, I remember trying to commute home from work, finally getting to Hanover Street and being like, oh, finally, after my like hour commute, I'm finally home. And then literally having to walk dead in the middle of the street, preventing other cars from driving because everyone was crowding up the sidewalks. And I was just like, get me home. It's so hot and smelly and crowded. Get me out of here.
And then on top of that, when you finally make it home to your apartment, it's probably a shoebox because it's so small and so old. Most likely does not have a dishwasher.
Old and decrepit buildings. Yeah,
like,
everything's
the walls
a
are
walk-up.
slanted. There's definitely no elevators.
No.
Unless you like somehow find a gem in the city. But just old.
Yes.
And expensive because it is a very hot place. And that people want to live in.
It's very central. Like I will say, that's very iconic of the North End to be where it is. It's on the water. It's very like, although it's like at the tip of the city, like you can walk anywhere within the city from where that is, because it's definitely, it's like 15 minutes from Seaport, like 5 minutes to the West End. Like it's just close to everything. Do you have another knot?
No, you can go.
Are you gonna say that though?
No.
Why not?
Go ahead, say it.
No, I don't want to say it.
Say it.
But it's your knot.
Spit it out. That's not my knot.
I thought that was your knot.
I love Trattoria Il Panino.
Well, what's the other one then?
I don't think I have another knot.
No, you said you don't. You said you don't like that one.
No, I like that one.
Oh, I thought you said that. Who said that they didn't? Gabby Sulo.
No, Gabby also loves it.
No, she said that she was put in the basement and she was smelling like shit the whole time.
So, okay, Trattoria Il Panino, it's on Hanover. It's probably one of the most popular Italian places.
Yes.
Because it's so popular, it's maybe sometimes doesn't live up to that hype, but every time I've been, it's honestly been really good.
Yeah.
They serve their pasta in these big, like, dishes
and that are still hot.
I like it. Maybe it's a little overrated, but honestly, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, more recently, I went for like espresso martinis for a nightcap. I probably went at like 11, and their bar like had amazing music playing, like as if there were a DJ there mixing it up, and there just wasn't.
Yeah.
It was just like whoever was on aux was just killing the game, like Britney Spears, but also like up and like trending and like current music, just like so good. I've only done that once, but every time I'm like, what should I do if I'm in the mood for an espresso martini? I always want to go there.
I like it there.
Then what did you tell me that? I only wrote that down because I thought you said that. I was like, when I was like listening to your voice memo, I thought.
I don't know.
Maybe I imagined that.
Maybe that was, my other side of my personality. Maybe I was feeling something different earlier today, but I like it.
Okay. Well, I have no other knots.
Okay, so overall, hot or not?
Hot.
The North End.
Hot.
I would also say hot.
Should we like rate it out of 10?
Yeah. Out of 10 for cities in Boston, North End.
I would give it an 8.7.
I'd give it an 8.
Okay. Next.
Okay, we gotta be more concise.
I know.
We could honestly talk about all of these for so long, but there's a lot of boroughs in Boston, guys. Believe it or not. Some may call it a town, but it's a city.
All right. Next up, our new neighborhood.
Oh, baby, the South End.
The South End.
Guys, nobody understands how excited I am to move here.
Yeah, I hope you all know there is nothing on my not list for this place.
No, it's
perfection.
Perfect. Absolute perfect. Like, this is the hidden gem of the city. Not many people know about it. They're like, South End.
They always think it's Southie. I know.
No, sir. You haven't been living in the city for so long. If you are like in the Boston area for a certain amount of years, you learn to hear about the South End.
It's like so underrated.
It's elite.
Yeah. Well, maybe we shouldn't say that so that people don't.
True, guys. The South End sucks. You should never come. Just kidding. Okay, let's get into it.
Okay, so I think the stereotype overall of the South End is it's a little bit more residential than some other parts of the city, although It's very central in the city.
It is.
Like when you're driving around, a lot of the times what you'll see is like young parents with like infants and strollers.
Yes.
Which makes it a very safe part of town. There's also a lot of like brownstones in the area, very similar to Back Bay.
The oldest brownstones, I want to say, in the U.S.
Really?
I just read it on my new building. They had like a plaque, and it was like
in the South End?
The South End, yeah, you would think it's Back Bay, but it's the South End.
Wow.
The oldest standing brownstones.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
Yeah. So it kind of has that historic feel. Buildings are beautiful.
Definitely.
The streets also, I feel like, make a little more sense.
Yes. They're much more roomy.
Yeah, than the North End, for example.
Oh my God, yeah. There's like multiple lanes of traffic going different directions. I feel like it's very similar to Back Bay in energy.
Yes.
It's just not as crowded because it's on the other side of the Prudential Center.
It's not as touristy.
It's away from Newbury Street. Exactly.
Yes. And like you said before, I just want to reiterate this. It's definitely, I think because it's a little more expensive and because it is more residential, it tends to be people in their late 20s, early 30s who are just engaged or just got married, having their first kid. Like every single time I'm in the South End, I see a hot dad with a baby strapped to his chest.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, do I want a baby? I don't know.
Literally, though. And I didn't realize this until I moved there, that it's kind of like a West Hollywood vibe in the sense that it's a lot more, what's the word for it? I feel like there are a lot of like girls and the gays there.
Yes.
Like everything is a lot more charming. I feel like every bar, restaurant I go to, like it's filled with like the gays. And I love that.
They have a lot of gay bars there.
Yeah.
A lot.
Like Club Cafe is like a gay bar that I have yet to go to that everyone loves.
I've stood in line 3 times there, and every single time I still have not made it in just because I end up getting tired and needing to go home.
That is actually absurd.
I know. I need to go. One day. It's going to be the best night of my life. But Club Cafe, Legacy, what's the other one?
Also, I didn't realize Deluxe Cafe was like a gay
dive
bar.
Know.
Someone told me that recently.
I love Deluxe.
Or maybe it's just like the area that it's in. Like I don't know what about it like makes it more. I don't know. Just like the places I go to in the South End, I'm like, why am I the only straight one here? But I love it.
Yeah, same.
But just more than any other place in the.
It makes me feel safe.
Yeah, it does. I fucking love it. I literally love it. We love an ally area.
Love.
But getting into the recommendations.
Yes. Okay. Let's hop in. We got to get into it.
Okay. Speaking of bars, Anchovies, it's a dive bar. You really just go in there and you lose a sense of time. It's a black hole.
Every time I've been there, I've been almost blackout drunk.
Yes, and the drinks are so strong. I feel like we go there to end our evenings.
And it honestly brings me back to life somehow.
Kind of. And
but
then I realize I need to go home.
Exactly. We always go home after Anchovies.
Yeah, exactly. And the last time we went there, we had literally nobody needed to have this.
No,
we needed the pizza. We did need the pizza.
We did need the pizza.
Did we need
the buffalo wings?
No, did we need
the cucumber gimlet?
Definitely not the cucumber gimlet. Okay. We need to backtrack here.
Okay.
The pizza, we asked for hot peppers and meatballs on the pizza.
I don't know what that combo was, but I loved it.
It was elite.
It was so good.
But did we need to add the buffalo chicken bites on the side?
No, we didn't, but they were also really
good. They
good.
were literally amazing. Like I need to go back and see if like the food was that good sober.
Same. And then also
honestly, I'm afraid that it is.
I think it is.
We didn't need the cucumber gimlet.
We didn't need to wash it down with a cucumber gimlet.
I barely took 2 sips.
Same.
Also, it was something
there was no
to know.
reason for that.
Something to know.
The bartenders are rude.
The bartenders absolutely blow. I wasn't going to say that, but thank you for reminding me because it's so true. It's so true.
They were really mean. They called us complicated.
Really? I don't recall.
I think they called you complicated, actually.
Perfect. Love that.
I think because you asked for like a skinny spicy marg or something, and they were like, just as complicated.
Oh, yes.
That's what it was. Because I ordered something, and then apparently they said complicated, then you ordered something, and she was like, just as complicated.
Literally. Because all they care about is like the local. I don't even know how to explain it. But yeah, so the service may be a little rude, but the drinks are very strong. And like we order a cucumber gimlet martini every time, and they give us a full shaker on the side of the martini. So it ends up being literally 2.5 glasses.
Oh, why do we want to go there like right now?
Should we go later?
Yeah.
That's how we should celebrate your move-in.
Love, yes.
Meet
that's
there.
Happening.
That's like equidistant. Oh my god, iconic. Anyway, that's Anchovies. Next.
Well, you mentioned Deluxe Cafe. Deluxe Cafe is also cool. They have like a bunch of lights inside. Very similar vibe to Anchovies. It's like a dark little dive bar. Cute for like a little date night.
Yes.
Maybe before dinner, after dinner.
Yes.
That's a cool place.
Do you remember when we took our moms there before another place in the South End, and my mom got yelled at for touching the Elvis lamp?
I don't remember her getting yelled at.
She tried to take a photo with the Elvis lamp because like it's filled with a bunch of like boutique stuff, like vintage, like pieces of decor. I don't know. And she literally got yelled at because I think it's like one of its kind. And my mom was like, all right, chill the fuck out. I'm taking a photo with Elvis.
So extra. Like, why are you going to put it here if you don't want people to take photos of it?
A common theme is that the servers are rude.
I know they are, but guys, just suck it up. It's worth it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, my number one recommendation for the South End, Greystone Coffee. Or their cafe, but like I go and I get an iced dirty chai with almond milk. They make their homemade almond milk. It is so good. You will in fact spend like $8.50 on a coffee, but it will change your life. Just the aesthetic from the outside. You don't even go in. Like I think they have an inside with tables. Never been. You walk up on the street and you order your coffee and it's there. And I've never had a better day in my life every time I go.
Yeah. Piggybacking off of you, this is a menu item that I've been dying to try there, but haven't had the chance because I think it's one of those things that if you don't get it early enough, it sells out. Apparently, they have a jalapeno cheddar biscuit.
That sounds so good.
I believe it's like, if I'm not mistaken, it's like an egg sandwich with like jalapeno cheddar or something on a biscuit. And apparently, it's like the best thing you'll ever have.
I believe it. Everything there, honestly, I may have only ever gotten the iced dirty chai. But it's so good. So I believe everything they have there is amazing.
Have you had their homemade almond milk?
Yeah, that's what I get in my iced chai.
Okay.
So good.
Yeah, it's good. They homemade pretty much everything there.
Yeah.
It's delish.
It's just stupid expensive, but, suck it up.
Yeah. And moving on to another type of like coffee shop cafe, the Buttery in the South End. It's on, I believe, Tremont Street. Have you ever been?
Yeah.
I love it. They have like a grab and go, like more so when you just like walk in and like you order in a line and you get your food and you leave. But they also have like a restaurant section. There's like a back room. They do brunch. They do there's like a downstairs seating area. I've never done that, but everything I've gotten there, I've gotten like meatball sandwiches or meatloaf sandwiches, which is like such a weird thing. Like random for them to have like egg sandwich, whatever it is, everything I've had has been amazing. So yeah.
There's also a section in, I think it's on Tremont. So Barcelona Wine Bar. I know it's a chain. It's so good. It's so good. Just go. You can sneak into the bar.
It's a perfect date night spot.
It's also cheap. Like you can go and get 5 tapas, and each tapas are like, one is $4, one's $9. Maybe you splurge and get like a $13 one, but then you go back to another $4 one, and it's so nice. Like you get to try everything, and their drinks are really good. And right in that same area is Beehive. I don't love Beehive.
I've never been, but everyone talks about it.
Yeah, I've went one time for my brunch, and we sat outside on like these janky little wired tables, and it was just overpriced and not that good. But apparently, it's a good bar at nighttime.
Yes, because it's a jazz club.
They have live music. And then right next door is Bostonian Bar. I think I'm saying that right.
I've never been, but I want to try.
I heard they have dollar dumplings on a certain day of the week, which I haven't been for dollar dumplings, but I've been for dinner. Really cool, like unique drinks.
Okay.
And that's all in the same area, like the same block.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. I need to try more of those.
Yes.
You know what also has like a special day of the week? Mida. MIDA.
I passed that. Never been.
Apparently, it's an amazing Italian restaurant. And I think on Mondays or something, it's like all you can eat pasta Mondays. Something crazy.
That sounds so good.
And speaking of Italian, have you ever had Coppa?
I have, but I went for brunch, which sounds weird, but I got pasta for brunch. It was amazing.
I think I might have shared this before. I was walking around the South End and I was walking by Coppa and I had vocalized it to whoever I was with. I was like, oh, I've never tried that place. A girl that was walking her dog in the opposite direction stopped in her tracks saying, you've never been there? That is the best Italian food in the city. You need to go.
I believe it. I need to go for dinner.
Yeah. No, I went once. I went with Matt and it was really amazing. We got pizzas and pastas and everything in between.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So a lot more to come. We're going to have so many recommendations for the South End. Like I have a whole list of places that I want to try. South End is also known to have the best food in Boston.
It is.
But it's like sneaky. You would think, oh, best Italian food, North End.
Yeah.
Oh, new restaurants, Seaport.
Yeah.
Oh, historical stuff, Back Bay.
Yeah.
No, like the South End is actually known to have the best food. It's just not as touristy.
Exactly.
So many
People know
more
about it.
Specific recs to come. But
yes. And I will add one more thing that's not restaurant related, just because I think it's a really big piece of the South End, is the SOA Art District area.
Oh, yes.
So that is a huge like part, a huge section of it that most people know the South End because of. So it's a huge like arts district, and they have vintage markets, and they have all these different lofts that the artists like literally like do their art in. I'm not an artist.
Studios.
I don't really. Yeah, studios. They have all their art studios. So on certain days of the week, I believe it's on the weekend, you can like go and you can see their stuff.
Yeah. So it's a huge warehouse, and they have like 3 floors of artists, and you can walk down and go into each of the art studios. And it's so cool because they're all so different.
Yeah.
But also, how cool would it be to be an artist and just have a little studio? You go and you paint and you play music and you just feel the vibes in the South End. Like, that's amazing.
It is.
I want that. And then in the very bottom floor of that is a consignment thrift store.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go and find furniture and paintings and jewelry and all the things. So that's also really cool. I've gotten some cool vintage, what do you call it? Dishware? Cups.
Yeah.
Ciara and I have gotten a couple of
Glassware.
things. Yeah, glassware.
That's
and
awesome.
It's really cute.
Also, word on the street is that they're opening up a new fitness center, I believe this fall, or maybe it's this summer. And apparently it's like Equinox level, except it's in SOA.
Oh, interesting.
And it's in like a warehouse. It's in like this whole like brick like building with like amazing light. And like apparently it has like all the amenities of
Okay,
Equinox.
that sounds cool.
Yeah. It's called SOA Fitness Center. You should
All
look
right.
it up.
I will look it up.
Next, actually Knott's.
Yeah, Knott's of the South End.
It's close to Mass Ave. That's the only one I could think of.
Okay, yeah, that was going to be my one thing. So the hospital is there. It's
On one side of it.
On one side. You have to stay away from Mass Ave. People call it Meth Mile. It's just by Mass General, right?
Yeah.
By Mass General Hospital, there's just like a lot of homeless. There's a large homeless population, and it can be a little sketchy.
Yeah.
And it's very deceiving because if you're looking for apartments, you can find
It'll say
beautiful
South End
apartments that say they're in the South End, and you can't even believe what you're getting for the price compared to other areas. And then you look up the location, and it's a block or 2 from the hospital.
Yeah.
So definitely be cautious of that.
Totally. Also, on the other side of Mass Ave is Northeastern, and like it's closer to BU and whatever. So it could be a collegey area too. Like it's like once again one of those places that is labeled as the South End, but instead you're practically in like a dorm area.
Yeah, that's true.
We're not near that, but
no, you have to like stay more on the closer to the city / Back Bay side to be in the area that we're talking about.
Exactly. But should we rate it at the same time in 3, 2, 1?
Yes. 3,
2, 1, 11.
10. Okay, even better. It is a 10 out of 10 in my book. It is perfect. Now that may change once we live there, but as of right now, it's beautiful, incredible, everything of the sort.
Yeah.
All right,
Dude,
we gotta. I know we need to pick it up. Okay, guys, we gotta make it fast.
Every borough from this point forward, we're gonna be much quicker.
Yes.
Okay. Back Bay. Both of our boyfriends live there right now.
Another crazy thing, guys. Our boyfriends live a block away.
Yeah, that's really wild.
That's weird.
And they both live by themselves.
And they both live by. We are living in parallel. Like if
no, but
you are my twin flame.
No, explain the how their apartments are like literally like same block. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
So literally, Joe lives on Newbury Street. So then there's a bunch of like streets that cross Newbury Street. So the exact same also fun fact in Back Bay, if you're driving down like Commonwealth Newbury and you're coming from the park, it's all alphabetical. I forget what the A is, but it's like something's with the A, and then it's Berkeley, and then Clarendon, and then Dartmouth, Exeter, A B C D E, Fairfield, Gloucester, Hereford. Wow, and it all goes in order. Yes. So Joe lives on, I'm not going to say which one, but he lives on one of those letters. And if you just walk towards the Esplanade, Courtney's boyfriend literally lives on that same block.
Yeah. Very, very odd.
2 blocks down.
Like plural. Yep. Mm-hmm. Parallel. just like more than one street down. It's wild.
Like if we both had rooftops,
we could see each other.
You could literally. Wait, I've still never been on Matt's rooftop.
It's nothing crazy.
Well, I don't care. It's a rooftop.
Okay, we'll go up.
Okay, perfect. I'll be there this weekend.
Okay.
Anyways, we would see each other, which is a crazy part.
Wow. Okay. One of my favorite restaurants in the entire city. I think yours too.
You guys already know this.
Crossy.
Hell yeah. You must go. It's so good.
Literally the best Mediterranean restaurant ever. I guess every Wednesday they have like a wine tasting if you sit at the bar. I've done that. Just an excuse to go midweek, honestly.
Yeah, why not?
It's literally best. Build your own tzatziki. That's what I'd recommend.
They also do a Feast of Gods, which you told me about.
And you went.
And I went with Joe's family came into town and we went, and I think it's like $350 for the whole table.
Minimum of 6 people.
Yeah, so I think we had 8 people.
Nothing.
And yeah, split $350 for all the food. You get one of every single thing on the menu. And you sit at like the big back table in the back. It's amazing.
That is literally my dream.
Yeah.
Like, let's like just do that sometime.
Yeah, we should do it for your birthday.
Yeah, that's too far from now.
I know, but like I feel like that'd be a really fun birthday night.
That would be.
Okay, this one I'm like, it's with a heavy heart that I'm sharing this with you because it's my little gatekeeping restaurant. It's called Casa Romero. It is on Gloucester Street, right off of Newbury. There's no sign unless you're looking down the alleyway, but it's a Mexican place, and you really wouldn't know about it unless you like lived in the area. The best food ever.
Dude, I was literally there last week.
So freaking good.
Wait, Matt loves it. That's why we went.
Matt's been. I've talked to him about it before.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It
was good. I was kind
so
of drunk when I was there because
Yeah.
I went after Cisco.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, it was really, really good.
It's really good. I get like their tuna tacos or something. Their margs are so good. I will say it's expensive.
It was really expensive,
which kind of puts me off to it, but just the way it's on an alleyway, it is so good. I love it every time I go. That I don't know if you guys remember, but my Delta 8 gummy experience, that's where it was.
No.
Where I had to leave. Yeah. But it was really good. That was the first time I ever went to, so it holds a special place in my heart.
It's just like not what you would think. Like it's literally like this random alleyway side door, and then you go in and have you ever been to those like I feel like everyone has been to like the very stereotypical like Mexican restaurants where like people walk around with sombreros, like everyone knows what the margarita cup is gonna look like.
Yeah.
The tables are kind of sticky, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly
Like,
what
there's
you're talking
probably
about.
like a horse that you could sit on and take a photo. Like
Oh wow, that's very specific.
that's the last time I was at one of those restaurants, I was with someone that sat on the horse to take a photo, and like the horse literally like broke and she fell to the ground.
I can't.
That's the vibe that it gave me. It was in Austin, Texas, actually.
Okay, yeah.
But, you don't expect it to be as good as it actually is. What I'm trying to say.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, this is a new restaurant that I feel like everyone's been talking about. Focaccia Bruta. I don't really know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Probably not. It's just like an Italian place on Newbury, and it was packed. I stumbled in there at like 10 p.m. There was literally not, like I had to wait for a seat at 10 p.m. Definitely overpriced. The food was good. Probably not worth like the meal. Like I'm pretty sure we had like steak that came in like a little tapas like size, and it was $40, and it was like, what the fork? But they had a downstairs area that we wouldn't have known existed unless the server, the hostess, recommended that we go down there to wait.
It has a different name.
Easy. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like bar something.
Okay, well, we sat and we got a drink, and the drink was amazing, and it was like very quaint.
It's a natural wine bar.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're known for their natural wine, I guess, and it's in the bottom of Faccia Bruta.
Okay. Wow.
I want to go. I meant to go the
Let's
other
go.
night. Yeah, I'm down.
Also, what are you doing this weekend?
Nothing. You want to hang out?
Are you gonna be in Boston?
Yeah.
Should we dive into this list that we're creating?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so excited.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. So my take on Faccia Bruta. I've been twice now. It is super overpriced.
Mm-hmm.
The dishes are so small.
Yeah.
I loved every single thing I got. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
Would I go back? No. I don't have that budget. But when I do have that budget, the second time I went, I was with my mom and all of her friends. So we balled out, and it was so good.
Oh my God.
They have my favorite cocktail in Boston. It's called the One in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a gin spritz. It comes with a pear on top. The pear is always juicy.
Stop.
It is so good. It is my
Stop.
favorite drink in Boston.
I was gonna go with that, but we ended up just getting a bottle of wine, so I couldn't.
Well, when we go this weekend, we can get that.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, I have another one. At the very end of Commonwealth, it's called Uni, UNI. It's like a cool little sushi place. They also have like the hot rock that comes out and you can cook the meat on it.
Ooh.
I've only been there once. I think Joe and I went for our anniversary or Valentine's Day or something.
About it on the pod one.
Yeah, would really recommend. So good.
That's lovely. Okay, moving away from Newbury Street temporarily, Cafe Sauvage.
Really good.
It is this little French place, not on Newbury Street, but on Mass Ave, but like in between like the Esplanade and Newbury, or Commonwealth and Newbury, right?
Yeah.
Yes. No, what is the street? Beacon Street. It's in between Beacon Street and Newbury.
Is it past Commonwealth? I don't really know.
It is past
It's down Mass Ave. It's on Mass Ave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is like this. It kind of looks like an Instagrammable spot. Like, it's very well decorated. Pretty much everyone in the place speaks French. The owner's from Paris. And, like, it's just a cafe, but also a brunch spot. And I just found out that they do dinner as well. And, like, some of the best food every time I go. So now I'm dying to go for dinner. But the owner, his name's Antoine, and he's really special. And he's, like, 30-something years old and just, like, a vibe and just moved here recently. And he gave us a bunch of Paris recommendations. And he knows us because we're regulars. And I love it, and everyone should go.
Okay, perfect. Okay, while we're in Back Bay, I feel like we've been giving mostly food bar recommendations. You are right next to the Esplanade. So if you walk towards the Charles River, there's like a whole little walking path. Everybody knows it, but it's really nice. It's super beautiful. If you took my recommendation of buying a hammock and you go out there on a summer day, you bring a book, you hang up your hammock. There's hammocks all along the path. You can watch everybody running and being fit because all the runners go there. And it's really beautiful. And then you can walk across the bridge. I forget what bridge it is, but it's like the Mass Ave bridge. And if you go on to the Cambridge side, once you walk across that bridge, I think it's like a quarter of a mile long or something, very small. It's very doable. You're on the Cambridge side and you arguably the best city skyline view. You can watch the people sailing, and you can also rent kayaks on the Charles, which I have yet to do. The Charles is very gross. I also just found out they have a B grade, which means it's only sometimes okay for swimming.
That makes a lot of sense to me. I feel like I would never swim in there.
No, it's like it's not healthy.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. It's a vibe, whether you want to just go there and like bring a bottle of wine and chill, or if you want to be like an active human.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Yes.
So I think it would be wrong of us to discuss Back Bay without talking about Newbury Street and some shopping.
For sure.
So another place that I've been gatekeeping only for like 3 weeks now. There's this new vintage consignment store. I told you about it when I came over the other night. It's called, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's called like Aigo, AIGO. It's more towards the luxury side, like the Boston Common side of Newbury Street. It is so cool. It's giving Grace Hurley vibes.
Ooh.
Like if Grace Hurley was a store, this would be it. It is like luxe. They have just these vintage cool like Dior t-shirts and these Yeezy sneakers and vintage New Balances. Joe and I got these essential sweatshirts, which you can't find anywhere. Like I have essential sweatpants and I had to buy them off of StockX because they're sold out everywhere. And just really cool finds. Expensive. Like you're going to go in there and spend a lot. But Joe and I got sweatshirts. Each of them were $70. They're usually like $200.
Yeah, no, that's not too bad. Also, for those of you who don't know Grace Hurley, that stinks for you. Her name is Sis on Instagram. If you're interested, she's just like the coolest person we know. So if
Fashionista,
that puts in any more
cool
context, I guess it's like the coolest store ever. If it's her type of store.
Yeah, very cool. Highly would recommend.
Talking about Newbury and shopping. Kind of a not list. Zara.
Okay, here's my thing with the Zara. Or do you want to go into it first?
I was just gonna say the line is just redonkulous, and they're very intentional with. I think they opened up their their dressing rooms now, but for the longest time they had them closed just so they could make more money because no one wanted to wait in the goddamn line to have to return their stuff. And it's just fast fashion, and then you buy it, and then it just ends up hanging up in your closet because before you have the chance to wear it, it's out of style. And it's just like, it's a trap that I tend to fall into, more so, not so much recently, but it's just, Zara was a thing in COVID for sure. That's what I did for fun when it was winter time. I would just go to Zara.
Yes. So my thing with Zara is it's not bad, but you cannot go on the weekends. You have to go during the week.
Yeah.
But also I hate it. It's all fast fashion. Every bitch on the street is wearing something from Zara. Totally. And you'll buy something and then you'll see it 8 times around the city and you're like, well, I don't even want to wear it anymore because I feel like I've already overworn it just by looking at what everybody else is wearing. Totally. So we shop small, shop vintage.
Yeah. Also, I've been there. I had the same mindset as you. Like, oh, maybe if I go at the time that it opens on a weekday, I'll be chill. Mm-hmm. No. I went at 10 a.m. because I wanted to return something. I wanted to beat the line. And there was literally a line out the door.
Really?
Yeah, it was absolutely absurdity. But you know what I just realized?
What?
We never did an intro to what we think Back Bay is.
Okay, you want to circle back?
All the other ones. Let's circle back real quick.
Okay.
So Back Bay is a borough.
Yes.
I feel like that is perceived as the ritzier part of town.
It is.
Commonwealth Ave, where all the iconic brownstones are, like famous people own some of them. Tom Brady used to live in one when he was on the Patriots. Like,
probably one of the most expensive real estate areas.
For sure. You basically, I would say that some of it's older money, a lot of it's older money. And I feel like it'd be the equivalent of like what is it, like East Village or West Village?
Upper West Side
in New York. Anything else for context?
Shopping, that's like where it is.
Yeah.
Also, aside from Newbury Street, there's the Prudential Center and Boylston Street. So that's like where all of the shops are. Copley's also attached to the Prudential Center. So anything luxury, you're going to get there. And then it's also right at the end of Commonwealth, Newbury, Boylston is the park. So that's like where all of the
Boston Commons is.
Yeah, Boston Commons, which is beautiful.
Boston Public Garden.
Can also walk through that. There's always music playing and live music.
Swan
and
boats.
Disgusting.
Yep.
Very gross. Please don't go on those. But, cute if you want to walk through the park. Yeah, it's nice. Back Bay's nice. I think everybody dreams of living there. I used to be in college, and I think we had like a Alpha Phi event at the Brandy Melville or something. And I remember we used to just go to Newbury Street for fun. And I would always be like, wow, like imagine living on here. I think like one of the older girls in Alpha Phi moved into Newbury Street with their boyfriend or something, and I was like a little freshman, and I was like, wow, imagine moving into Newbury Street with your boyfriend, and here I am. Literally my boyfriend lives on Newbury Street, and it's not that glamorous. Something also about Back Bay is it's very old.
Yes. So
I want to say it's just because the historic buildings, I think there's a lot of regulations about, we saw a whole building get teared down to be renovated, and all of the brick on the outside had to stay up because they're not allowed to touch it. So I think that has to do with like how old it is, and it's just so expensive because historically speaking.
Yeah.
I think that's a good intro though.
Back to it. I just have a lot of like restaurants.
That's okay. Let's list out the restaurants.
Okay. Contessa. That's the newer Italian restaurant. It's on top of, I don't know if it's the Four Seasons Hotel, or I could be entirely wrong. It's on top of a hotel. It's like the rooftop, except it's enclosed. It is one of the only places in Boston that feels like you're in New York City, in my opinion.
I haven't been yet.
It was impossible to get a reservation. I'm sure it's easier now because I went and it was kind of fairly new. But we sat at the bar and we had a lovely, lovely, lovely time. So I would definitely recommend Contessa. Once again, Italian food. Rochambeau.
Rochambeau is really cool. I think it's good for a drink. I haven't been there for food.
Me as well.
But I've every single time it's always like fairly empty, and I can just walk in, get a drink at the bar. Great drinks, great cocktails. It's a very dark, cool vibe.
Yep.
Right next to it is Italy.
That's your fave.
I love Italy.
I've, like,
Joe and I
never
do.
been.
Oh my god, I'm so surprised. Joe and I do Italy dinners probably once a week, usually on Sundays. You can go in and you could technically do all of your grocery shopping there, but you would pay a fortune. But if you go, you can go to the pasta bar. It's all homemade pasta. You can pick the shape that you want, and then you can pick up your homemade sauce, and then you can get some focaccia bread, and then you get the parmesan, and then you bring it home, and the pasta cooks in 2 minutes because it's so fresh and delicious, and it's better than any of their restaurants there. Like, it is so, so good.
Damn, I want to do that.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then also they have a restaurant on the top of Italy. It's called Terra. This was also on my list. So really good for brunch. The inside is like I don't know what the word is. A terrarium, I want to say. But yes, it has all the plants in it.
Okay.
And it's very beautiful in the daytime. I just went to their rooftop. They have like an outdoor area. I went there on Saturday, also like kind of part of Joe's birthday weekend. Although I think he paid for it. But anyways, I wanted to go there. And they have like a little outdoor space. It was really hot. Like, it's fine. It's nothing special. But there's not many rooftops in Boston. So if you're looking for a rooftop vibe, like, good, go get some burrata, get a little spritz. And it's wonderful.
I had no idea. Damn, I'm learning a lot this episode. Also, a place that I've never been to, but it's been on my list, Puro Ceviche Bar. I think it's like...
Haven't been.
I walk by it all the time. Also on Newbury, never been. Salty Girl is a great seafood spot. I've also never been.
That's like a touristy place, I think. Like
It
that,
is.
Stephanie's, Joe's on Newbury is what it's called.
Ew.
Joe's on Newbury. You can go and get the chili in the winter, and it is so good. I love Joe's. I literally love Joe's.
Like such a big chain.
I know, but it's so good. And then right across the street is Stephanie's, also tourist trap, but like their mac and cheese people rave about. I think it's meh. Their nachos are good though. They have like a big thing of nachos.
You really are a Newbury girl, huh? I feel like you've been everybody.
I have.
Everywhere,
Oh,
I mean.
wait. Hello. How are we forgetting this? Bittersweet. Guys, such a cute little coffee place. Bittersweet, right on Newbury Street. You can get just like iced coffee, and they have all these types of flavors, but rather than like putting syrups in, it's brewed with the flavor.
Yeah.
Really good.
It's amazing. My favorite, I've only tried one because I like loved it so much. I'm afraid of like getting another one, being disappointed. It's like the cinnamon sticky bun flavor. It's a vibe.
I get the Vermont maple.
Hot. I feel like we're forgetting things about Back Bay, low key.
At the very end of Newbury Street, there is most of these are Newbury because like that's really all there is in Back Bay. Like the rest is all residential.
Yeah.
It's Newbury Street, Boylston, and the Prudential Center. So sorry I've said Newbury.
And a lot of it is like chains. Like Boylston has every chain you could ever imagine.
Yeah, it has
It's
Cava,
like-
Sweet Green.
Yes.
Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
All the things.
Very new Chick-fil-A. It's the
Very new
first in
Chick-fil-A.
Boston, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. But there's a bookstore. It's called Trident Booksellers. Friday nights they have trivia. Nothing's fancy, but like cute if you just want to do like a wholesome little Friday night. You can order drinks and you have a trivia team, and it's cute and fun. Also, there's something just so romanticized about going into a bookstore and like buying a book.
For sure.
Such a cute place to do it. It's
Aw.
adorable. So would highly recommend that place.
Lovely. And into the knots. We kind of already said Zara. That's my knot. Earl's. I'm only saying that because there are just too many other great places to go in Back Bay.
This is true, but I still go to Earl's sometimes.
I know. Me too.
It's great. Apparently,
rooftop.
their drink of the month, which is only here for like another 4 days, is the Tokyo Cosmo.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Not our favorite drink on the menu.
We have to go this weekend.
Yeah, we should.
Okay, perfect.
Even if it's like, yeah, let's just go.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if it's at like 1 o'clock on Friday or something.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. That's
Perfect.
great. That sounds wonderful.
Lovely. Any other knots?
Honestly, no. I would just say it's really expensive and old. Like, I think Back Bay's great if you can find a little gem, but it is really hard to find it there. And I think there are better places in the city to live. I will say, as glamorized as it seems to like live on Newbury Street, I would never in a million years recommend that. It is so busy on the weekends.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to walk out of your door and not be like, Joe lives on top of an ice cream store. And like in the summer, there's a line out the door every single time. You have to cut people. You have to walk in front of them. Like, it is just not the best place to live just because there's so many people.
Yeah. I feel like if we lived in the North End any longer than our 3-month summer, we would have felt the exact same place about where we were living, because you're right off of Hanover, which is the main area as well.
Right. But I think if you lived on one of the other streets, like where Matt lives, I think that's much nicer.
It's much more
you
relaxing.
go 1, 2, 3 streets back, so quiet. You don't even hear the people. So maybe take what I said with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But
no, Matt is nice because he's so close to that area, but he's also on the water too. What are we rating Back Bay?
So this is hard.
I know. I need to think about my rating for a second. So I rated North End 8.7. South End 11.
I'm giving Back Bay a 9.
Okay.
It's up there. I love Back Bay. You can walk down Commonwealth at night. Joe and I even used to do this in the winter time. They put up all the lights that line all of Commonwealth.
Aww.
And you walk down it, and it is so peaceful. And while it's so cold outside, everybody walks their dogs there. It's a very beautiful, like, you are in the heart of Boston.
Yeah.
So there's something very special about it.
Totally. I'm going to rate it a 9 too.
Cool. We're so in sync.
So in sync. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking for over an hour, and we still have like 3 more boroughs to go through. So we're about to cut this one in half.
So here's part 1. You can look forward to part 2 next week. But we just gave you guys some fire recs.
Yeah.
So please go try them. Tag us when you go. Let us know what you think. If you have more recs, DM
Please
us.
share with us.
And we'll share on the stories.
Especially for our new neighborhood. I feel like we know so much more about all the others because we've experienced living there, whereas we only kind of know what we've like seen on Instagram for the South End. You know?
So any other
What we've
recs you
walked
guys
by.
have that we didn't mention, please let us know.
Illy, thanks so much for listening. I hope you have an amazing Boston weekend by the time you listen to this and you have a whole new itinerary.
Ooh, so excited for you all. Talk to you next week.
I'm talking to the 2 people that listen. Oh, I'm kidding. Just kidding.
Bye.